Hello everyone, this is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Oh, baby. Mostly.
You know what? I misjudged 80s because we started real boring, okay? We did, but my God, this movie that we watched tonight was not boring.
This is anything but boring.
This was entertaining as hell, and you know what? We were talking about it just before we started recording. It just we both have lizard brains, okay? We both love action movies, and sometimes we like stupid action movies. But you know what?
They appeal.
They appease our lizard goo brain that likes that shit. That just likes dudes hitting each other repeatedly
over and over
and
over.
Doing cool fancy martial arts moves. Yep. We just live for that shit.
Sometimes, as Bruce Lee said, don't think, feel. And that is how we have to approach these things.
Sometimes you just have to sit back
and just feel
turn your brain off and just let the movie hit you the way it's going to hit you, okay? You don't have to think about the plot because it's really dumb. You don't have to think about the acting because it's atrocious. You don't have to think about the dubbing because it's even worse than the acting.
I wasn't even going to mention the acting. I mean, it's all dubbed, so the acting could be thespian level. We'll never know.
I doubt it, but maybe. But anyway, so you just sit there and watch the movie, turn off your brain, and just enjoy a bunch of dudes hitting each other and one American dude sleeping with a bunch of women.
Yeah, with sleeping with more women than any normal movie.
I'm pretty sure he sleeps with almost every woman in this movie that we see, except for one. Yes, Anne.
Convenient.
But yeah, so tonight we watched Challenge of the Tiger. Now I'll admit that is a really cool name too. Although the name has nothing to do with the movie.
No, I don't. I have no idea why. I mean,
I don't know why they did that. I mean, it is. I will admit it is a cool title. It kind of gets you
you pumped.
Yes. It kind of gets you pumped for it, so it's fine. Yeah. So. Man,
the only thing I can imagine is that they're trying to go for some sort of Bruce Lee connection because
it's Bruce Lee.
The main actor's name is Bruce Lee, Lee, as we will refer to him.
We're gonna call him Bruce Lee because he's fucking a knockoff Bruce Lee.
Because we've had Bruce Li on the podcast before, who looks mildly like Bruce Lee, and then we have this guy who just doesn't look like him at all, but he's called Bruce Lee.
He has the same haircut, okay, and he's buff.
Barely. Okay, barely. It's a reach, but I don't care because when it comes to the fucking dudes punching each other in the face, it looks good.
And you know what? If you're looking for a movie that just has dudes punching each other in the face and a really ridiculous, ludicrous plot
with an absolutely obscene amount of sex
and nudity, if that's the kind of shit you're into, that appeases your lizard brain as well,
this is it.
This is your movie. You need to go watch this. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, this is I was joking that with this movie, the 80s have officially begun. You
know what? Because we say this on the podcast all the time. It doesn't waste your goddamn time. It just goes. It's just it knows what it wants to do, and it just goes.
Bro, in the first minutes, we get the plot, and there's people dying instant.
Are there plot holes? Yeah, but you're not thinking about that. You just enjoy people hitting each other.
That's all you need.
And copious amounts of nudity.
Ridiculous.
Because Bruce Lee, he directed and wrote this, so it was his decision to put this much nudity in the fucking movie.
Well, it wasn't just his decision to put this much nudity in the movie. It was also his decision to make himself not the man getting laid.
Yes.
He instead makes the other guy get laid.
Dude, Richard is a total man whore in this.
Literally.
He is a man whore.
They always talk about it. Every scene,
Because he sleeps with like every woman, and when he's not sleeping with women,
He's thinking about it.
trying to sleep with women.
Yeah, every scene they make a joke when they're together about how all he cares about is women.
He's the one that sleeps with both the double crossers.
It's great.
It's fucking great. I think let's just get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, because fuck, this movie is awesome.
Dude, this thing literally starts with like a lab, and these guys are like, we have the formula.
Well,
this will like.
So they're testing on a bunch of animals, and they're like, oh well, like each of the animals we tested this on, they're completely sterile and like blah.
And
blah,
also,
blah.
it works on people too.
Yep.
And then the other guy's like, this is great. Hopefully this doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And then, immediately...
I love in these movies, every single time, even in big blockbuster movies, every time someone says, let's hope this doesn't fall into the wrong hands, almost immediately it falls into the wrong hands.
Literally, right after he says that, two guys with masks show up and mow them down.
Yes.
And they're dead. And we get opening credits. That's like 1 minute of the movie.
Well, what's crazy is the opening credits go over, like, so it's pasted over, like...
Them explaining more.
So that it's like a briefing room. It's like that classic
It's the
thing where they're all
CIA.
sitting in, like, a dark theater, and they're, like, showing the pictures
Slides
of like...
of the baddies.
Of the, like, what happened at the lab, and, like, the baddies, and who they think it is. And they're like, well, I think we have two guys for the job.
Because it's the CIA, and they're like, well, we got two guys for the job. We have
Now,
one
okay,
guy who's our, like... He's our martial arts expert.
do you remember his name in the movie? I don't remember his name. They don't mention it a lot.
I'm pretty sure they mention it like once.
Yeah, once, maybe twice.
But that's
maybe.
why we say
But that's why we call him
Bruce
Lei.
Lee.
We're gonna call him Lei. I'm gonna call him Lei for the remainder of the review. I know that's not his name in the movie, but fuck it,
cares?
he's Lei.
Listen, the man because they introduce him,
And Richard.
they show him fighting because he's the fighting guy.
I
and
love
then-
I love how they introduce these characters. Yeah, because it's like this badass like martial arts expert. He's like worked for the CIA forever. He knows what he's doing.
He's a fighter.
He's like a
and
crack
then they're like,
fighter.
and then the other one is Richard, and he's like our. He likes the ladies.
Well, you know, it's justified to call one Lei and one Richard because Richard is literally paid by a guy named Richard.
A guy actually named Richard.
So there you go.
But in the movie, his name is Richard Cannon. Dick Cannon.
Now they never say Dick Cannon,
but we know.
but you know they wrote it like that.
Dude, it's listen.
100%
He drives in to his mansion.
is
He's greeted by two women not wearing shirts.
two topless women open the gate for him,
And then he drives in and starts playing tennis.
and then
And we get
a slow-mo of a woman serving. This is all topless.
this is all topless. Every woman in
serving-
this scene is topless.
Serving a tennis and serving the tennis ball, and then she'll like hit it back, and
then
it
he hits
shows
it.
slow motion, still just everything jiggling, and it's blatant. There's so much nudity in these like 3 minutes. It's insane. Like
Yeah.
you never get this level of nudity anywhere.
Dude, this scene is like something out of like a filthy fucking anime or something.
Like I cannot believe they actually did this.
Because there's also a moment
It's like it's almost pushing the level of like NC-17.
they didn't give a shit. This
I
is
mean,
good.
I know this is a B movie; it's not rated, whatever. It's like listen, this didn't come out in like major theaters. Come on, like no one went to see this.
Bless them.
They don't care. Like Bruce Lee didn't care at all.
He made the movie he wanted to make, okay? And then we also get another blatant scene where in this, like, he's like hugging like three women who are completely topless, and he's looking in a pool, and there's a statue of
Oh yes,
like a statue pissing water, and a woman's like rubbing it on herself, and like
he's like, oh, you know, like the urine has restorative powers and blah blah blah. She seems to really like it. Do you want to try? And it's like, are we literally talking about
Golden
a woman
showers?
getting like golden showers? Are like seriously? We're actually doing this. Did Bruce Lee think this was like hilarious? Like
in the first 5 minutes of our movie, this is what we get.
we get badass action dude and just total man whore that sleeps
Yeah.
with every fucking woman he comes in contact with, and golden showers.
Like, he's on the phone. Like, he's making out with a woman, and then a butler comes over. He's like, here's a phone call for you. And we know that the mission's on. Because we know that the guys who supposedly took this thing, they're in Spain. So we got everyone to go to Spain.
So there's like a little car chase when they get to Spain because there's people
There's a guy trying to, he's the guy he stole it, and he's gonna sell it he's gonna give the formula to this group of terrorists.
So they're chasing them, and then they go into like a little tiny fight scene, and like Bruce Lee just fucking like murks all of them.
He murks all of them until, and basically Richard just kind of stands there like watching it until Bruce Lee starts getting shot at, and then he takes out a pistol and shoots all the snipers.
Like what? Oh, you mentioned this too. Like I want to mention, Richard is dressed like
a cabbie or something.
Well, no, he's dressed like
a valet,
like an old school valet.
Yeah,
and like just dressed to the nines in this valet outfit for no reason. Like there's no reason he should be,
because the scene is like 2 minutes long.
So he shoots all the guys, and then he just literally takes off the outfit and just throws it on the ground. And they're like, "Okay, we're going to the bull ring."
And they go to the bull ring where this deal is taking place.
I love action movies like this that set up this kind of scene, because okay, so it makes it a point. They shoot a faraway shot of this bull ring, right? And they make it a point to show how dangerous the bull is and how the guy
there's like a matador in the ring
interacting with the bull, and how and like everyone's applauding, and this is a dangerous animal, and it's showing the ring, which it looks like a fighting arena. You know what is going to happen.
Do we though?
Well, I didn't expect this level
No.
of I just expected them to fight with the bull like running around.
Nope.
They do not do that. Trust me, you don't know what's coming. We're gonna get to it.
Well, this scene is nuts because this, I guess they get the matador has
the formula.
So basically, they have a hat, and the formula is in the hat.
So the matador gets done with his routine, and he's like, he's a Japanese man. It's a Japanese businessman that wants to buy the formula, right? So he gives the money to someone, I guess, that sets up this matador thing. And so the matador comes up to him and is like, "Here for you," and then
he throws it, but Bruce Lee catches it or kicks it away, and
the Japanese businessman gets shot.
Starts shooting. No, he starts shooting first, because the hat goes over to the other side of the ring, and a kid catches it, and he just shoots the kid, and keeps shooting. Eventually, Richard shoots him, and then we see this woman grab the hat. Yes. And run away. But then our guy, Bruce Lee, is in the ring fighting these dudes, and then he knocks them the fuck out, and then the bull.
So he's not fighting any dudes anymore, right? For some reason, he doesn't just nope out when the bull appears.
Nope.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to fight this bull. For a little, there is this high class, terrorist level formula going around, and Bruce Lee's like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna fight this bull."
Literally,
I'm gonna fuck this bull up. Let's
Dude, so we get a scene of our actual actor in the ring with a bull, and occasionally we get close-ups of him punching a puppet.
It's adorable.
It's great.
I say adorable, but it's actually it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's pretty convincing. I'm not gonna lie, but the end of the scene is insane.
Well, because he starts punching it and kicking it, but eventually he punches the bull so hard that we get an X-ray of its skull cracking and it falls down.
Is it Mortal Kombat that has those things where it's
the fatalities?
The X-ray where it's you can see their bones cracking?
Yeah, they do that.
They do that, but old school.
Yeah.
So it's just a picture of the bull's silhouette and then a crack through its
down its head.
It was actually really cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty badass.
It's insane.
I don't know why they had him fight the bull. I don't know why that happened.
Care.
I don't know why they wasted time fighting a bull. I don't care.
It's
You
great.
know what? Lizard brain.
It's great.
My lizard brain saw some guy punch a bull so hard that his skull cracked.
Have you ever seen that in a movie before?
No.
Nope.
And my lizard brain was like, we've never seen this before.
Absolutely not.
That was pretty cool.
Dude, oh my god. And then after this, there's like the people who, like the woman who got the hat.
So they're meeting at like a dance club. And
They're just hanging out at a dance club.
They're still in Spain.
And Richard shows up there and immediately picks up the woman.
Yeah, he picks up the woman because they're getting intel on her, and they know she has the hat, obviously, because she ran away with it. So I guess you can decipher their plan is he's going to distract her while Bruce Lee gets the hat.
Because that's what happens. They go home and they're immediately fucking.
Well, they're in like the bathtub.
They're in the bathtub where he's basically rubbing soap on her tits. And there's the best part though is in the middle of this. Bruce Lee like walks up and just kind of stands there looking at him.
So he sneaks in the house because he's gonna get the hat, right? But for some reason he goes upstairs, and like you said, he like just stands there.
He stands there and does like the "What's up?"
And Richard sees him and
he's just like,
is
"Get
like,
out of here."
He's like, "Go away!" And like he does like the talking too much thing. And then, he just goes away.
And he goes away, and then he gets the fucking, hat with the formula. But then this dog starts barking that's in there, and the woman runs downstairs, and then immediately there's a guy there, and he's like, I can't believe you've, lost the formula. And he shoots her.
The dog scenes are adorable when Bruce Lee is trying to,
because it's
calm
this dog that's,
down.
it's got its, mouth open, tongue wagging, but they overlay, this growling to make you think it's angry, and it's nobody would be convinced, but they try.
Yeah, so
they shoot her.
They shoot her, and Richard comes down, and she's like, you gotta leave, danger.
And then he's like, rest in peace, and he leaves. And then the next scene, they're at the headquarters of the CIA, and they're like, we did it. And the guy's like,
it's a
nope,
fake formula.
Fake formula.
Well,
it's just Spanish fly.
You got to appreciate that level of filmmaking, because any other film would have saved the fake formula for later.
No, it's immediate.
But it's immediate. They immediately know it's a fake.
And we immediately see that the woman's not actually dead.
Yeah, they don't even waste your goddamn time with that. They're just like, yep, nope, she's still alive.
She tricked them.
She tricked them. So he slept with a double crosser.
And now they're gonna go to Hong Kong, where they're gonna try selling this fucking sperm killer formula to other people.
This big conglomerate is going to go to this facility where they can mass produce it, and they're going to sell it to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
Now, this formula, just okay, so this is the main question I have for this movie.
No, it's not. It's not worth it. Will.
I know it's not, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Okay. Now it's a formula that makes men infertile, right?
Yes.
I have to ask, what could you do with that?
Give it to every one of your enemies somehow.
Yeah, but that would just make them not have kids.
Well, that means in 100 or so years,
they just want dudes to shoot blanks.
Your enemies will stop breeding.
They just want dudes to shoot blanks.
Yes, that's it.
Well, I mean, potentially, I guess they didn't technically say it couldn't make women infertile too, but
No, they did specifically mention.
Is it just men?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just men.
So what is the point? Why does everyone want to buy this? At this point, that's all I was asking, and then I immediately was like, no, your brain is on, turn it off, lizard brain action movie.
Because no breeding.
I want to enjoy this
bad.
I want to enjoy this action movie. Stop thinking about the dumb plot.
You know why, Will? Because making men shoot blanks equals bad.
Well, so I do get it as far as the person watching this would be like, oh no, that's bad. I don't want that. I don't want to shoot blanks.
And then people are like, yes, I'll pay millions to somehow make millions of men.
And your lizard brain
shoot blanks.
And your lizard brain is like, I don't want to shoot blanks. That's bad. I don't
bad.
like that they're selling that to other people, and that's bad.
And someone can spike my drink with the sperm killer.
Oh my god, that's bad.
Oh no!
Yep, and then Lizard Braid kicks back in, and you watch the action movie and just enjoy it for what it is.
Because somehow this group of like Viet Cong find out about it,
yes,
and they're like, "Well, we have to get the formula on our own."
so they're planning on stealing the formula
Yeah.
from this big conglomerate.
And they're gonna use this woman.
So okay, so now we're in Hong Kong, and so Richard and Bruce get to Hong Kong, and they don't know where their pickup is, right?
And then they're walking, and of course, there's like this other CIA agent woman, and
Her name is Anne.
she has their car, and they drive away, and we just get multiple scenes of the Viet Cong woman sticking her head out the car and
And she
looking at
starts
them.
tailing them.
And I'm not joking, they're driving, and immediately there's a fight.
Yes.
As some goons pull them over, and like I love it because like the driver gets his ass kicked, but Richard's just like sitting there, just like chilling, and then the woman's like, "Why are you so like calm?" And he's like, "That's fine." And then because Bruce Lee walks out and lays them the fuck out.
Well, I love Lay's reaction. He's just like, "Oh, well, now it's time for a warm up or something."
Yeah.
He says something like about like, "Oh,
It's a
like,
warm up, yeah,
at least I get a warm up,"
and just lays them out, and that's it.
because he knows he's a badass.
That's it.
That's all you need.
We also get like there's this like
Now they're following the woman.
because the woman who we thought was dead, there's some goons following her around.
Is it the Viet Cong?
I guess.
No. So okay. So the Viet Cong is following her, is tailing her.
Yeah.
But there's two other dudes following them.
There's two like bodyguards tailing them because eventually she goes up to like this temple, and then these two like guys following her just get fucking murdered. And these two guys, one of whom is like this ridiculously buff white guy, is
His
just
name is Leopard.
they're just like, "Come with us."
It's like Leopard and Lee or something like
Yeah.
that.
We also get like
So the next scene's kind of throwaway, but it's just them having tea, and they're talking about like what's going on with the formula and like where they can get it.
and of
all
course
this
we get
stuff.
another joke about how Richard loves the ladies.
Yes, because he kind of hits on Anne,
And then we get a scene
and then they're at the beach.
where they're all laying together, and this is like the singular scene of Bruce Lee talking to a woman. And Richard's just laying
The
like
only scene in the whole movie where
Literally.
he actually talks to a woman.
the only time. Richard's just sunbathing, and a woman like trips over him and starts
And-
limping.
And we know who it is already
It's
because
the-
we've seen her.
it's the Viet Cong
it's
woman.
The Viet Cong woman.
And then she walks away, and two guys start hassling her. He gets up, kicks their ass, and is immediately like, this isn't safe.
Well, they know immediately because they're stroking Richard's ego. Like, they're just like, they know what kind of person he is. They're just
Yep.
like, you know what? We're going to make him feel like the hero. And then he's
Yeah.
like, he'll get laid.
He's literally like, "Let me take you home. It's not safe here."
And she's like, okay.
And then he goes over to like Bruce Lee, and Anna is just like, "Hey, I'll just be like a few hours. Like, don't worry about it." And then they just like Bruce like rips on him, and next scene. Oh my god, they're in like a fucking dirty hotel room,
Oh my God.
and they just start fucking.
And Richard's literally sleeping with another double crosser.
And we know she's a double crosser. We know.
And I think they do too. Like, at this point, they have to.
Well, it's funny because they sleep, and then she wakes up and like goes and like rifles through his suitcase or whatever, and he wakes up. She kicks him in the nuts and runs away.
Yep. And then we just get a quick scene of what Leopard and the dude and the girl talking about how they're gonna get the formula now. And so it's just like this multifaceted. Everyone wants this formula. That's all you need to know. Everyone on the planet apparently wants this formula. And so the girl gets attacked. So she's like, remember, she's like showering, and like it's Leopard like lifting
God.
weights, and the
Yeah,
other dude's listening to music.
She showers and then like rubs oil on herself, and then just lays in bed as Leopard is weightlifting, and the other dude's listening to like funk.
So two of the Viet Cong guys, for some
Show up.
reason, show up and try and like kill the girl.
But they don't succeed. They get their ass kicked and they run away. And then one of them like comes back to their base, and he just sees a guy hanging, and we're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And then the main guy is like, "I told you, like the price for failure is death," and they kill him.
And then we also get a quick scene of Richard. Remember, Richard also, like, after sleeping with a woman, he gets attacked in the hallway because he's running after the girl.
Yeah.
And then is saved by Leigh. Like, literally the entire time, Richard is just a bumbling... Like, all you need to know is he's a bumbling man-whore idiot. And he literally gets saved by Leigh at every single chance.
Pretty much.
I don't think he ever saves the day. I literally, I think the only time he actually, like, kind of helped Leigh is when he shot those people on the rooftops.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I think that's it. So now we get the... Yeah, okay, I have a question to ask you. What does every single, and I mean every single martial arts film have to have in their movie?
What?
A training academy. Or a dojo. Or something where people are just throwing their fists in the air and saying, ha!
Ha, ha, ha. Well, because, like, they have... The big bad guys have the formula, and they're showing, like, their base.
So we get...
So it's like a training academy / factory.
Like, this scene has been done so many times where they're, like, establishing that this is a big... like fighting arena, and like
where everyone who works there,
there's a bunch of people who know martial arts, so now we know why the goons are so good at fighting the good guys, you know, like there's always this establishing shot of like dominance, like there's like, you know, you have to establish that the bad guy has dominance, and there's a lot of people that know martial arts, but don't worry because the hero's gonna fuck them all up. But there's a reason the bad guys know martial arts so well.
They gotta protect their
you know
factory.
What? Again, brain off. It works. Who cares? It's not super well done. It's cliche as fuck.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Because we just need to know that it's like a big training academy. Everyone who works there knows how to fight.
So basically,
and they are going to mass produce this thing, this formula.
And they have a buyer in Macau.
Yeah. So
they're going to go to Macau and make the deal, basically. And so, I guess how do Richard and Leigh know that they're going to Macau?
Anna tells them.
Oh, that's right. Anne tells them because she's like an informant. Cause she's like, I'm going to Macau.
Well, she's like, I guess
she's like, meet me in Macau.
Well, because we thought she was like double crossing them, but I'm guessing all those scenes were showing us where
she was undercover.
She was paying for information.
So
she tells them that this deal is going down, and they go to Macau, and literally. First scene,
immediately get attacked.
They get attacked by dudes on motorcycles.
Leigh fucks them up, and they run away.
And then we get the most epic shooting the rodeo.
That's when we find out that like Anne is like buying information.
Yeah.
Like there's a quick scene of her like shopping in Macau. And she pays off some guy to get informed on like where they're going to be. That's how they know that they are going to this shooting the rodeo scene.
Well, it's like this like horse race or something. Because this is insanity.
I cannot believe they did this. I am in awe.
Because it's literally like an event that actually happened in Macau. Where they just took cameras and shot like guerrilla style, because we get scenes like I'm watching this scene, right, and then there's like people walking in the door, and I'm like watching, and I'm like, why do I recognize these actors?
Well, there's like celebrities like walking through the doors.
There's like because there's like people walking through, and I'm in my head, I'm like, is that who I think it is? Like, why are there celebrities? Am I going insane? Or are they just, like, people who look like them? I don't know. I wasn't sure. But then we get, like, scenes of, like, Richard buying drinks.
Yes.
And there's, like, people looking at the camera.
Oh, yeah. No, like, there's, like, literally, like, a bunch of people, like, just bewildered about what's going on.
And then the most blatant thing is we get Leigh walking up to actual actors.
Yes.
Like celebrities.
Like one was in a bunch of Bond films.
There was
or at least a Bond film.
One of them was the Bond girl from Live and Let Die.
Yes.
She's in that scene. There's like this older actor who's in that scene too, and it's just him walking up to these people and shaking their hands.
I cannot believe they did it.
As it's filmed like shaky, like guerrilla style, like Comic-Con shit. It's insanity.
I cannot believe they did it. It's like shooting the rodeo, but like extra.
It's insane. Like they just got these actors into this event with these actual celebrities and just filmed this, because here's what happens.
Well, they leave like the
Well,
bad.
no, because they go there, they sit down in the crowd, and my favorite thing is like Leopard is just wearing like a fucking black tank top and is just like
I mean,
fucking flexing.
like I mentioned, how awkward would it have been to film in just a tank top?
As everyone's dressed up in like suits and
Yeah, it's like this formal event, and you just have a dude in a black tank top.
he's still wearing his bodyguard outfit. But they go there, they sit down, and then immediately, like, the bad guys are like, something's wrong, we have to leave. And they leave right away.
Yep.
And then so do the good guys. We get another fight.
But it's like in a different location.
It's like a parking lot. And there's a fight, and for some reason, Richard gets knocked out, and Anna is missing.
Yep. So they get in the car and drive away, and then we get a brief scene of like people fighting over a map.
Well, because we basically get... like it's like a worker at the fucking dojo factory is giving a map, I'm guessing, of where the factory is to one of the Viet Cong guys.
Yes.
And there's an immediate fight.
They fight over the map and everything, and the guy eventually gets the map.
He still gets the map.
And then the woman, so the woman that Richard slept with, one
The
of
Viet Cong lady.
the Viet Cong lady, she somehow gets the map.
Well,
And
well,
she calls
it's part of the
them.
plan.
Yeah.
Because basically, she calls them and tells them, like, I know where Anna is. If you want to get her back, follow this map. So
Yes.
it's like a game quest. Just follow the waypoint.
Yeah, follow the map.
And then she goes away, and they're like, yeah, let's go save Anna. And we just see her, like, walking down, like, a rice paddy. And the Viet Cong guy is like, do you think they believed you? And she's like, yeah, they had to. And he's like, good. And then he starts choking her. He's like, you know too much.
Well, I love. She's like, "Why? You know too much." And
Dead.
then just dies.
It's great.
Oh my god.
But he's basically doing the fucking Yojimbo fistful of dollars thing, where he wants them to show up there.
He's playing both sides.
Like, he thinks that these two are going to show up at this dojo factory and everyone's going to die. And then
Okay,
he's
go
going to
ahead.
swoop in.
A dojo factory.
That's literally what it is. Because that's where they're making the shit, but it just happens to be a dojo. I don't know. And
So now
he's going to sweep in after everyone's magically dead and take the shit. Take the sperm killer.
exactly, just the sperm killer's mine. Both sides are dead.
It's fine.
I'm the final winner.
Full proof.
Hell yeah.
Because-
Jimbo Evil style.
Dude, they literally show up there.
Well, okay, so we should mention, so before anything happens, we get a scene of Anne getting tortured.
Oh, yeah, and then
they're
they're like,
asking her like, where
who are you working with?
Who are you working with? Who are you working for? And everything. And she's like, let me go. And she's like, they're like, untie her. And it's just two dudes holding her.
And then they
she wasn't tied up.
But she's like, I'll like, if you pay me, I'll tell you.
And he's like, okay.
And then she like kind of like walks forward so they can't see her, and she has like a little like heart necklace. And because she's a CIA goon,
She has
she has like a cyanide pill, and she takes the pill and dies, and that's it.
She kills herself after requesting $1 million from these.
And they're like,
bad
fine.
guys.
Very heroic. Because they were just like, yeah, fine, we'll pay you. But she dies, and then our dudes show up.
So for some reason, Richard scales the wall, and they have Filet just there.
Alay is like walking up a hillside, beating the shit out of everybody.
Yep.
And
He's
then
just
eventually
fucking shit up.
he helps Richard inside, and then we get like these scenes of like Richard beating up guys in the fucking, it looks like a box factory, I'm not gonna lie, and Bruce Lee beating up people in the box factory,
And always saving Richard's ass.
because eventually Richard runs into like a fucking big buff dude and starts getting his ass kicked, and then Les shows up, and through the power of teamwork,
They beat him up.
They beat him up, and then eventually there's like a joke where Richard's like, "How come I'm always going first?" And then Bruce Lee is like, "Fine, I'll go first." And they start walking, and Bruce Lee just like walks past, fine, and then Richard gets ambushed.
Yep.
Which was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I actually liked that joke.
But
It was pretty good.
And then like the bad guys are just chilling, and then that one of the henchmen is like, "Hey, like there's trouble. You should leave." And then they
I like that they casually walk. They casually walk to where they're gonna escape this island, right?
yeah.
They're not concerned one bit that these guys are
Nope.
just fucking housing all their fucking
Everyone.
like, just making their way through this facility and just fucking murking people left
Yeah.
and right.
And then we get a showdown between Bruce Lee and Leopard, which is fucking awesome. He pokes his eyeballs out. It's great. And then
But
eventually,
like he like shatters Leopard's like sunglasses
because
into
he
his
wears
eyes.
sunglasses like through the whole movie. He just fucking stabs him in the eyes with his fingers.
So then the Viet Cong dude fights the or fucking
Well, no,
big
'cause-
conglomerate
Because
guy.
eventually, like after he beats the shit out of Leopard, Bruce Lee then fights the other henchman, the other like bodyguard, and beats the shit out of him.
Yes.
And then
All while Richard he goes around like a bumbling idiot.
all while Richard just lost, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we get like the big bad uncle and the not dead woman are finally running, and eventually the Viet Cong dude shows up and fucking like kicks the woman in the face once, and I guess kills her. So he kicks her so hard he kills her, and then he of course murders our fucking fat uncle, who gets like one punch on him.
And he gets the formula and starts running away, but Lei is right there, right on him.
And then we get another awesome fucking
We
fight.
get like a 10-minute fight. It's
great.
Well, maybe not 10-minute, but like at least 5-minute fight scene of them just like fucking like full martial arts, wide
Yeah.
shots, no like very little cuts.
No bullshit.
No bullshit. It's exactly what you want to see in a martial arts film. Just martial arts, and it's actually pretty convincing. And some of the shots, like when they do an ultra wide shot, and it's both them just standing on this fucking like
With the sky behind them.
side with like the like sky behind them, and they almost look like silhouettes.
It's great.
It looks so cool. Like I'm not gonna lie, that scene actually, I was like, that looks really cool. Like I like that scene a lot.
It's fucking epic.
And they fight all over.
And eventually, the Viet Cong guy gets in like a car, and it's it's kind of a little junker car. Do you think it's gonna happen?
Interesting, yeah.
Because
What do they do with junker cars in a movie?
and like Bruce Lee like kind of jumps in, and they're punching each other,
And he like runs into a hillside.
and eventually like I guess Bruce like slams on the gas, jumps the fuck out, and the guy just goes tumbling down a cliff,
He goes careening and just
And it blows up.
explodes.
and then we get Richard standing on a hillside looking kind of sad because his friend's dead.
And like Liz like, Richard.
It's okay, help
And
me.
then they have a total bro moment on this hill, and they're like hugging and everything.
And just end movie.
And it just ends. It just literally like shows the end over the burning ass car of the bad
I know,
guy.
it's just end. Instant.
Men's fertility is saved.
We could breed.
We can breathe. Oh my god.
This is insanity.
Oh my god, I cannot believe they had this plot. But I didn't that's the true testament to this film, right? This is the most ludicrous, stupid plot on the planet, but I did not care at all.
Well, this is one of the horniest things I've ever seen in my
It
life.
really is. It's like teenage level hormones.
This is like Bruce Lee has the brain of a fucking teenager.
He does,
to make this
because
shit.
he has like this is some high level libido shit.
This is just like I get it. I know it's a movie about fertility, but boy, it really like leans hard into that. Like no wonder Richard cares. I guess he needs his libido. God forbid. There's a thing that kills it, Will.
But like, again, what is the point? I mean, I didn't care while I was watching the movie, but like afterwards, I'm just like, why did a bunch of like super evil like
Well, it's vaguely
syndicates like want this?
because the Viet Cong are obviously, I guess, gonna spike the drinks of millions of filthy Americans. I guess I don't know, and then the big bads, it's kind of implied that they're like neo-Nazis. So, which I mean, those fucking uncles are gonna spike all of our drinks so that we can't breed, so that their fat asses can. That's the plot. I don't know.
I just don't. Again, like, watch the movie because, like, honestly, it won't be a problem.
cares?
You don't really care about it.
No.
I'm just making a bigger deal than it needs to be, but, like, I just don't get why it was such a big deal.
Have you seen Black Dynamite?
That's the only thing I was hung up on. That is literally the only thing. Like, it was stupid, yes, but they didn't explain well enough why everyone wanted this fucking formula.
Everyone needed it. All the bad guys, at least. Because our guys needed it so that they could get it, so that none of the bad guys could get it.
It was like an allegory for, like, oh, like, don't destroy our manhood. Fucking don't take our fertility. That's the worst thing on the planet.
If we can't breed, why live, Will?
Do you want to live?
Literally.
Do you want to live?
The only thing that would have made this funnier is if not only it, like, slaughtered your fucking breeding ability, but it also, like, gave you a micro dick.
Oh my god.
If they went full Black Dynamite, that would be fucking next level insanity.
Yes.
But no, instead it's just, you'll still function, just not, you can't breed, Will. Why live?
It literally didn't say anything that it would, like, kill men or do anything like that. It was just...
fertility.
You just can't breed.
Literally.
Don't take our manhood.
Literally.
Bruce Lee was like, don't take our manhood.
I need to breed.
It's the worst thing on the planet, and the people are going to connect with this because they think it's bad. Men and no fertility bad.
So let's put a bunch of tits in our movie and fight scenes, and
oh my god.
Yeah.
It's the most teenage fucking plot on the planet.
It's insane. I love it.
But the action scenes are really good, so I'm gonna give it a pass. And
look, it's entertaining as hell.
Again, we mentioned beginning of the movie, lizard brain.
This appeals to it.
I have a male action, a male action love movie lizard brain. I'm not using English correct.
This is fine.
Like, who cares?
It's fine.
It's
neither did this movie. It's fine.
I don't know, like, it just appeals to that side of me that just loves stupid martial arts films, and it just fucking worked.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you think about it too much,
who cares?
It doesn't make sense, but you don't think about it too much because it's just a stupid martial arts movie that you turn your brain off and just watch an hour and 31 minutes and just enjoy the hell out of it.
Well, why would you think about it? The movie has a character called Dick Cannon. Like, why would you bother? Dick Cannon.
See, that's the beauty. You wouldn't.
Like, they didn't give him a normal name. They could have called him, like, John Smith, but no.
Dick Cannon.
Bruce Lee was like Dick Cannon.
And he sleeps with all the double crossers.
Literally. The only person in this movie he does not sleep with
is Anne.
Is a not double crosser.
Yes.
Is a normal fucking CIA agent. He couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's great.
This movie, it just, again, go watch it, turn your brain off. It's on YouTube. Anyone can watch it. Just search Challenge of the Tiger 1980.
Make sure it's like the hour 27-minute one.
It's a little hard to find if you're using like a Roku or like a TV app.
There is like a version on there that's like an hour and 10, which I haven't watched, but like, I mean, a whole 17. Is it all the nudity?
Well, it might be. It's the edited version.
Listen, you need to see this movie like Bruce Lee intended it.
The unedited version.
Okay, it's like Blade Runner, the final cut. It's Challenge of the Tiger, the fucking director's edition. Okay, you have to watch it like the creator intended it. Okay, no fucking normie interference allowed. We need his uncut vision.
His uncut teenage vision.
Exactly. I want to see all of it.
Teenage brain, high testosterone, high libido, vision for this movie.
That's what we need. So make sure it's the hour and 27-minute version and enjoy yourself because it is in pretty good HD.
Yeah, it looks good. Honestly, like the cinematography was pretty great. They do on location sets, which is awesome. The fight scenes look pretty convincing, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff to like here. There is a lot of stuff. I think you're gonna enjoy it if you like martial arts at all.
If you feel, you'll enjoy it.
Exactly. Just turn your brain off and just watch a
if you are a man and you feel,
a
you will enjoy this.
non-thought-worthy movie.
Exactly.
Yep.
Shitty to pretty.
Dude, I don't know, this one probably is gonna get pretty high marks because we do it by entertainment value. I would say like at least a 9.
I'll give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 9 just because like some of the scenes, like I don't know, they looked really cool. They went there with the golden shower reference, which is interesting.
Oh, trust me, I am not knocking my rating down due to that because that was so insane that...
I think I'm knocking my rating up because he fought a fucking bull and cracked its skull.
That was epic.
Like, I've never seen that before in a movie. I never will again.
You probably won't.
And
you know
what? That deserves a 9 to me. I mean, not gonna... I know it's maybe a little high, but I don't care because I've never seen that. Ever.
The only reason I knock it down is I wish the plot was less convoluted.
Fair point.
Because for movies like this, like I think the simpler the better. But it is very like, I mean, I know they're going for the James Bond thing. It's just, you know, this isn't. It's not quite that level, but that's the only reason I knock it down is because like there are a few moments where my brain was like trying to wrap the plot around.
It did get a little confusing with like who was like the Viet Cong, who was the like CIA, who was the like conglomerate that was trying to sell the thing, where the formula was at the time, why they needed the map. Like there's just a lot it's true. There's a lot of like stuff going on,
and they are fucking blasting through it.
In a movie where I just want to turn my brain off and not think about things, I had to like kind of like connect the dots too much
because you still want it to make sense.
I will admit, I got confused quite a bit at where everyone was and who the characters were, but like honestly, like I don't know.
It does in the end mostly makes sense.
Yes.
So that's why like I'm not giving it lower than that because at the end it does kind of it comes together.
It was just entertaining as fuck, and the ending didn't ruin it.
No, the ending
it didn't shit the bed.
Is fucking epic.
It didn't shit the bed, and I appreciate it for that. And he's cracked a fucking bull's skull.
Indeed. We got what we wanted.
Yes. Real quick, if anyone tuned into our live stream, I have no idea what was happening with that audio.
Apparently, it was not the day.
It was broken. I didn't notice until I watched the streams after they were already uploaded to YouTube, but our audio was horrible, and I'm really sorry if anyone tried to enjoy our streams like that. Hopefully you just enjoyed it for the games, because you could barely hear anything we were saying.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it for the games because you're just a giant fan of 1917's the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
But every game was super loud. You could barely hear what we were saying. We will fix it next time, I promise. Shit happens.
Shit happens.
I didn't know, and so we will try and make sure that does not happen ever again. So I apologize if you're trying to enjoy us talking and couldn't hear anything we were saying. We're just disappointed because we had a lot of interesting conversation and you couldn't hear any of it. So
it's fine.
It's fine. We're both disappointed. You know what? We'll do better next time.
It's fine.
We're still going to keep it uploaded because I don't believe in deleting videos.
No, everyone should know.
Yeah, everyone should know our mistakes, okay?
We're not those kind of people.
We're not perfect.
We're not going to erase history. It's okay.
No, we're not perfect. And, you know, we make mistakes just like every other human.
Shit happens.
Except for Bruce Lee. He doesn't make mistakes.
No, Bruce Lee is a fucking god.
He really likes women, and he really likes action.
Dude, what? I mean, look, he knows how to live.
He does. He lives like every normal, straight male on the planet.
Who happens to be like,
Like 12
14
years.
or
yeah,
13.
Yeah. With like super high testosterone.
It's great.
And like wants to fucking like is just going through puberty and just learning
Constant.
like how attracted they are to women.
Constant.
Yes.
It's great. Good for him.
Yeah, so we'll do better next time on the next live stream. I don't know, that's all the housekeeping I have.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Yeah.
That's it.
For They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.